Do you ever feel stuck? Or maybe just a little unmotivated to pursue your dreams, even if it's something you really want? In this video, I'm going to share 3 tips to help you get unstuck and start feeling inspired. Hey there, I am Kate Volman. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for being here. Check out some of my other videos and subscribe so we can stay connected. We've all had those days where we wake up and we are excited. We are ready to get after it and pursue our dreams. And then other days, it's a little more challenging. We have a little bit harder of a time. So in this video, I want to share 3 tips to help you get unstuck on those days and hopefully feel inspired to continue to do the work. Number 1, rediscover your why. We've talked about this in other videos. Simon Sinek and his whole start with why. We have to start with our why. And because every day is so busy and we are running around and we're checking things off our to-do list and we have all these responsibilities, our days can pass, weeks can pass, and months can pass, and we're forgetting about the why. And so on those days when we are feeling stuck or unmotivated, we need to bring it back to the reason we started in the first place. What is that why? What is that vision we had for our future? What is that vision we had for the dream that we're working towards? When we have that why, it elicits that emotion, right? Like that emotion of what we wanted. We see a bigger future for ourselves. We see a future of success on our own terms, whatever that looks like. We see a future of our relationships, our friendships, and what we want to see in our life. And so when we're feeling that less than motivated, when we bring it back to that feeling of that why, it reignites that inspiration in us and it helps push us forward, even on those days when we're feeling like, hey, I just don't want to do anything. Number 2, take the next small step. In other words, in simpler words, start. Just start. We just have to start. Sometimes we think that inspiration is going to magically appear out of nowhere, but that is usually not the case. We have to get started. Starting is the answer. Starting creates that momentum and that inspiration. For example, this happens to me in some of my creative projects, like writing. Some days I sit down to write and I feel good and words are flowing and I'm on a roll. And then other days, I am overcomplicating, I'm overthinking, and I feel stuck. And when that happens, I have one of 2 choices. I can decide to just not write, or I can decide to sit down and write and see what shows up and just be okay with the fact that, hey, maybe it's going to suck and that's all right. But the fact that I'm starting and I'm going is going to inspire me to keep going. And that happens so often. I'll sit down and I'll write and it's not even good. But after a few minutes, I get excited to play with the words and to see where I can take the story and what I can do with what I'm creating. And so simply starting a project or starting that next thing, what is the next first step that you can take that's going to push you forward, that's going to give you the inspiration to keep moving forward? And number 3, call a friend. I know this sounds simple, but we forget sometimes because we are stuck in our own world and we're doing our own thing. We forget that other people feel stuck and unmotivated, and we need to be there to support each other. So have a friend that you can call, not someone who's just going to play into your pity party, but someone who's going to call you out, someone who's going to inspire you to keep going. They're going to ask you great questions about the project that you're working on or something that you really need to start doing. And when you start having that conversation with them, your ideas are going to flow and hopefully it'll inspire you to sit down and do the work. I love doing this. I have a handful of my friends that I know that when I call them, I get inspired because they're doing cool stuff and we get to talk about their projects. I get to talk about my projects. And sometimes they just ask me great questions that uncover some of the things that I am overcomplicating that allows me to take that next step that we talked about in tip number 2. So I hope you have some of those people in your life that you can call when you need to just talk through something or help you get unstuck. I would love to hear from you. What do you do when you feel less than motivated to work on a project or to do something you actually really want to do, but for some reason, you just don't have the motivation to do it? I would love to hear, so let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and also share it with someone who you think might find it valuable as well. I also invite you to subscribe to my channel so we can stay connected. I will see you next time.